Now let's start by understanding identity in order for us to solve partial fractions without much difficulty. Now identity, this is a symbol for identity, these 3 lines. What it means is that everything at the left hand side is identical to everything at the right hand side, no matter the value of x. So if x is 1 throughout, we are going to get the same value at the left hand side and the same value at the right hand side. You can check that to verify. There are 2 methods we're going to use to solve identities. The first method is a comparing coefficients. Then the second method is what is termed as the cover-up rule. Under comparing coefficient, what we do is that we compare everything at the left hand side to everything at the right hand side. So we are saying that the left hand side is identical to the right hand side. So what we do is that looking at the left hand side, we have values in x, so the x term and then a constant. Now looking at the right hand side, we have x and then constant all mixed up. So first of all, let's simplify this in order to get the x term separately, then that of the constant separately. By doing that, we have our x minus 2 is identical to. Now let's expand the bracket. Let's group like terms. One thing about grouping of like terms under this topic is that you don't group the x's at the left hand side with the x's at the right hand side. So we group them separately. We want to compare the left to the right. So group the ones at the left separately, then group the ones at the right separately. So let's group the ones at the right. We have, you can factor the common term out, and that is x. So looking at this, we have this x term and then this x term. The coefficient of x is a plus b. The coefficient of x here is 1. And for the method, it is called comparing coefficients. So we want to compare the coefficients of the x term and then the constant term. So by comparing, now the coefficient of the x term here is a plus b. Then the coefficient of the x term here is 1. The constant term here is minus 4a plus 3b. Let's compare it to the constant term here, minus 2. Now we have 2 equations. And whenever there are 2 equations with unknown variables, one method we can use to solve that is using simultaneous equation. Now, I would want to use the elimination method. I want to eliminate b. So let's just multiply equation 1 by 3 so that I'll get 3a plus 3b is equal to 3. Then still have my equation 2 as minus 4a plus 3b is equal to minus 2. Then I will now choose to subtract equation 2 from 1. So I have 3a minus 4a plus 3b minus 3b is equal to 3 minus 2. Now 3a plus 4a is 7a. It's now equal to, this will be 0. 3 plus 2 is 5. Now, we want the value for a, so we divide through by the coefficient of a. And now a is 5 on 7. Now, since we have a, we can put a into any of the equations to get a value of b. Now, let's put it into equation 1. Now, a is 5 on 7, so 5 on 7 plus b is equal to 1. We can send this one here to get b is equal to 1 minus 5 on 7. Now, let's simplify this. Now, we have 2 on 7 to be the value for a. So we have a to be 5 on 7 and then b to be 2 on 7. So under cover-up rule, what we are doing is that we want to make either a or b to be 0. Now let's start with the first one. We want to make the entire thing here to be equal to 0. What value of x will make the entire thing be equal to 0? Now, what value is it that if we put in place of x, will make this entire thing be equal to 0? Let's see. Now, if I am to put 1 here, it will be 1 minus 4, which will be minus 3. Minus 3 times a is minus 3, so that won't be 0. If I am to put 2 here, it will be minus 2. Now it won't be 0. Now if I am to put 4 here, 4 minus 4 will give me 0. 0 times a is 0, so the entire thing will be equal to 0. Then if that is the case, then when x is equal to 4, what happens to the equation? So anywhere we see x in the equation, we put 4 there. So x is here. We have 4 minus 2 is now equivalent to a times 4 minus 4 plus b times 4 plus 3. Now 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 minus 4 is 0. 0 times a is 0. So now 4 plus 3 is 7. So b multiplying 7. And this is the same as 2. 0. So 7 times b is 7b. We want the value of b, not 7b. So let's divide through by the coefficient of b. Now we have b to be equal to 2 on 7. Now let's go and look at the equation again. 0. The first one we did that we made a to be equal to 0. Then we found the value of b. Now what value of x will make b equal to 0 so that I can find a? Now let me look. If I put 1 here, it will be 1 plus 3. No, it won't work. 2. If I put 3 here, it will be 3 plus 3, which is 6. Nah, it won't be 0. Okay, so if I'm to put minus 3 here, minus 3 plus 3 will give me 0, so that the entire thing will be 0. So this reminds us that it's not always that you are going to put positive integers there. So there might be negative integers that will work perfectly. Sometimes there might be fractions. If I'm to put x to be minus 3, so when x is equal to minus 3, I now have minus 3 minus 2. Now minus 3 minus 4 plus b minus 3 plus 3. Now let's simplify. Minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5. Minus 3 minus 4, which is minus 7. Now this is 0. So minus 5 is now equivalent to minus 7a. We want the value of a. So let's divide through by minus 7. So a is now equal to, now the negatives will cancel. And we have 5 on 7. So now a is 5 on 7, b is 2 on 7. Just like we used the comparing of coefficients to solve, we had the same answer. So these are the two methods. Preferably, you can choose any one of them to solve your questions.
You can try your hands on these.